Welcome to season 1 of Top Crop.
We found out that the ground is alive.
Trying to get done a little quicker and trying to simplify things a little bit.
You know, there's only so much money to go around. I look for big wins. Hey everybody, Shelby Fite with Top Crop here. We are in the last few days of soybean harvest here at Man Farms. We've been chugging along, trying to beat that weekend rain that's gonna come and hit us. So hopefully by tomorrow evening we'll be done. But yields have been good. We've been average to above average on our farms. So happy with how things have turned out for the 2023 growing season, and we're gonna keep chugging along. We are cutting some 3.0 soybeans currently. We got all 3 of the combines rolling and trucks coming in and out. We're taking everything back to the home farm, putting her in a bin, and just in a hurry to get everything done before it rains. I think rain overnight, unfortunately. It'll be a miracle if we miss that one, but Sunday we've got about 7/10 coming in. So that'll stop soybean harvest if we're not done. We're in one of the tougher fields actually. We're on a little bit of a hill. So beans struggled a little bit. We had a drier August. I think we set ourselves up well early on in the growing season, but then just kind of lost a little oomph at the end of the season. So okay beans, these are more of the average beans unfortunately, but you know, gotta have the hills unfortunately. Field we were in, the beans were pretty heavy. Yield heavy, definitely. I don't know what test weight was, but they were coming out pretty big. So yeah, we were in a little bit of different geography. They picked up a few more late season rains, and that made all the difference this year. Just really grateful for our crew. We've had some early mornings and some long nights strung together all in a row, and everybody's hung in there. I haven't heard any complaining. So you know, we'll keep on keeping on, and excited to get into corn harvest next. Tasks today, I've been in the semi quite a bit, and then also moving the header carts so we can have one combine go ahead of the other 2 that pull their heads and get the fields opened up. Yeah, how we move from field to field, because being in 7 counties we do move quite a bit. So we have one combine and we pull the head with our service truck. He goes in the lead and he opens up the fields, and then the other 2 combines will pull their heads behind him. We've got 3 of our combines running in this field. We're trying to knock these beans out as quick as we can. So we've got 2 790s, and then we run a 690 as well.
We have gotten into a little bit of corn. We've ran about 300 or 400 acres. Ran into a lot of wet corn so far. We usually like to try to leave it in the field and let Mother Nature do the drying just to try to save yourself a little bit of money, but we've mainly been focusing on cutting beans because beans need sunshine to cut. So if you don't have sunshine, it's going to be hard to cut beans. So we've been trying to take advantage. We had a nice stretch of weather here, so we've been taking advantage of it while we can, and God willing, everything holds together. We should be done tomorrow if it doesn't rain. So with bean harvest will be complete, and then we'll start shelling corn, and that'll take a little while just for getting everything ran through the dryer and getting it home and all that. So we're probably into beans about I'd say about 14 days now. 14 days here in the last. We've made a huge chunk here in the last 3 or 4 days. We've been putting in some long hours, able to cut late because the wind stays blowing and keep the frost and the dew away. We had our first heavy frost there Monday, so we got that out of the way for the year. So at least for now, and we'll see what happens. We have about 700 acres left of beans. So if we have a decent day today and a good solid day tomorrow, we can be done. At which everybody will be looking forward to getting the beans cut and getting started shelling some corn, since everybody loves corn. Me, on the other hand, I like beans just probably because I'm the one planting the beans all the time. It's nice to see the reward for all the hard work and effort you've put into it to get this. You know, you're reaping the reward now for it, which we've been kind of all over the board. We've had some poor yields that we didn't expect, and we've had some really good yields, but I guess I'd say overall we're probably going to finish up about average. I would say average for the year. So missed a few rains in August that we really could have used to benefit, but that's Mother Nature, that's farming, it's the gamble you take. And every year it's like going to the casino and putting it all on black. But we had better yields this year than what we had last year, just because of all the rain we had last year just really killed us, and now this year we were drier than normal. So corn will probably take us a month, I would say, once we get going, depending on how the weather is too. That's one nice thing about corn. You can get started earlier, you can run later, you know, it's not so weather dependent. So we have some good days, about a month of corn shelling. We always try to shoot to get done by Thanksgiving every year. That's usually our goal, which we started harvest a little later this year. We usually try to get going about the second to last week of September, which we didn't get going till it was probably the 1st October, I think, when we finally got started cutting beans. So it's nice to get rolling and stay rolling.
In the past 3 years, we're 365 GDUs behind schedule. So that is one of our concerns here. You know, if we don't have solar, we don't have GDUs, we don't have photosynthesis, we don't have energy into that plant. So that's where, when you guys approached about Architect and being able to add that on at that V5 time frame, I was really excited for it. Definitely looks like it's doing its job here. I'm excited to take it to yield and see if we can't get it on every acre next year. Fungicide we're using is Veltima, because our 3rd year with it. It's been working great. There has been some tar spot already spotted in northern Ohio. Normally we've already flown all this corn, but we was able to wait until July 26th today. It's already past blister stage, starting to fill out already. Clearly we've been able to keep disease pressure away, and Veltima should protect us all the way through the rest of the season.
We've really been fine-tuning our in-furrow program over the past couple of years and running some products that are really making a difference with this early season root growth. So we love our Pivot Bio, using that product #1, and then we're adding some things to not only feed that Pivot Bio, but feed the corn plant as well. So some sugar sources, a carbon source, just trying to get these little plants off to the best start we can get them.
The most exciting thing this year was having the opportunity to be able to try out the CEAT VF SprayMax tires on our sprayer. Be really looking forward to putting them to work and seeing the durability of them and the roadability, just seeing how nice of a tire they will be. Hi, I'm Ethan Fite. We're here at Man Farms today, and we're lucky enough to have Teresa from CEAT Tire here. We're using the CEAT SprayMax VF tire, and I heard that there was kind of a rumor, you know, they're saying how much less compaction we have with the VF and running lower air pressure.
That's right, and thanks for having me here today, Ethan. The SprayMax VF is made with VF technology, Advanced Tire Technology, which stands for Very High Flexion. And with that, this radial tire can run with 40% higher load capacity, but at 40% lower tire pressure than a standard radial. With the CEAT tires, you know, we kind of say we're a good soil ambassador, and you know, we have low compaction with our tires, low compaction, high traction, great roadability. With the roadability, we're referring to the ride that you get. You know, a lot of farmers, you know, these days are in the field on the road. Quiet ride, not beating you up, and you know, it's a smooth ride. Have you noticed that so far since you've been driving the CEATs?
Yes, we've been very happy with the roadability. They've been very smooth on the road, not bouncy. They don't have the loud sprayer noise, so we've been very thrilled with them, yes.
Great. So Ethan, I understand you farm in about 7 counties. Tell me about what kind of conditions are you looking to put the SprayMax in?
We're really excited to run the SprayMax, and it's going to see some higher clay content. We're going to see I'm excited to see the durability of the tire, because we're going to be putting on a lot of high road miles, a lot of heat, and in the summertime. So we're really excited to see that, and the less compaction, our clay soils getting over it, and sometimes even tougher conditions. So Teresa, tell me about the warranty on these SprayMax tires.
We have a very aggressive warranty on these. They're 7 years. and even covers field hazard and stubble protection, which is something that, a lot of the other manufacturers don't include, which means that, CEAT really does feel we have a great quality tire and we're standing behind that.
As a farmer, that's very big for us, just because of all the hazards of even stubble. Corn stalk stubble is extremely hard on tires, so that's really good for us. Yeah, there's 45 acres in here, so get 3 combines plugging away. It don't take long. And just like that, we're on to the next one. Well,
God, they forgot these little beans up here by the road.
Well, I'll drive over there. I'll drive up there and get them. I haven't changed my farm or anything yet. I started where I grew up with my family, so I drove a littler one, and then so it was still quite a bit of adjustment to get to running, because we didn't have no big combines like this, so it was an adjustment. I actually started out in a yellow combine. We had when I started working for Dave, running a Lexion combine. We had all Lexion combines, and then we switched to Deere. This will be the 5th year now of the green combines. So far, I've enjoyed the green ones the best. I mean, we gave up a little bit. We gave up a little bit in the corn shelling department of speed and efficiency, but we picked that up cutting beans with the green ones over the yellow ones. So I don't regret our decision, that's for sure. Just like that, she's done. 54 to 58 is average for us usually. We've getting into like 70 bushel beans, mid 70s. That's doing really good for us, at least in our dirt. A lot of clay in our dirt. We aren't blessed with some of the I-State dirt, but that's all right.
Farmers deserve a nitrogen that works as hard as they do, one that stays with the crop until the job is done. It's time to turn to a better nitrogen with Pivot Bio.
Fungicide we're using is Veltima, because our 3rd year with it. It's been working great. There has been some tar spot already spotted in northern Ohio. Normally we've already flown all this corn, but we was able to wait until July 26th today. It's already past blister stage, starting to fill out already. Clearly we've been able to keep disease pressure away, and Veltima should protect us all the way through the rest of the season. In the past 3 years, we're 365 GDUs behind schedule. So that is one of our concerns here. If we don't have solar, we don't have GDUs, we don't have photosynthesis, we don't have energy into that plant. So that's where, when you guys approached about Architect and being able to add that on at that V5 time frame, I was really excited for it. Definitely looks like it's doing its job here. I'm excited to take it to yield and see if we can't get it on every acre next year.
We are going to move to 2 little fields, so watching the combines work, making sure they've got enough shelled out that we can get in there. So John Deere Operations Center is awesome, all the different capabilities you can use on there. So even though I can't physically see them because they're in some woods right now, can still see them, and it's nice, whether you're in a grain cart or even if I was sitting back in the office on the computer, I could see what they were doing. They are usually running about between 4 and 4.3 miles per hour, trying to keep efficiency up, more rain coming, so, which is, you want to go fast. Obviously the crop's still in the field, you're prone to the weather, it's just going to get colder, wetter. I don't like that ear being out there and all of that for grain quality, but you also want to make sure grain's coming in the combine, you're not leaving anything out there. So it's always a gamble to have the correct settings, making sure you're getting it in, not leaving it out there. Team cart right here. My mom gets the big new one. No heat in the tractor. which we had the mechanic out, and he's like, it's gonna be a big repair. He's like, I gotta pull like the seat up and all this, and we're like, well, we're just gonna have to run it until we get done, because we didn't want to wait, you know, on something like that wasn't major to the machine. So luckily the heat in the seat has been working, and it's pretty strong heat, so heated seat has been saving her. And then like the sun, like now, you know, is warming the windows, so it'll heat up pretty nice even without the heat. But she's just been driving with her coat on a little bit longer and putting up with it, so.
One can come on in the east field. Yes, you can get in here.
We're both on the east field, on the east side. Let's see. Action from the grain cart. Full circle, end of the year. Trying to finish. Pressure's on. Snow on Black Friday or that Saturday after Thanksgiving, so down to the 1400 mark, so just need a good week. Good 7 days of dry weather, no breakdowns, truckers drinking coffee and staying awake, but we can do it. Average, I think, will be pretty good. Early planted stuff, I mean, started out pretty good, but we lost a little bit of that oomph. We got really dry with some of this late planted stuff. So corn yields are starting to trend a little bit downward, which we knew, you know, you go to the end of the season, the last planted stuff sometimes isn't quite as good. So lost a little bit of the top end just because it went through a lot of stress, but you know, overall, I'd say we're pretty happy. Some pretty good averages across the board, so ready to get done with this, maybe relax for a day or so, and then you know, we're planning for next year. Seeds ordered, that'll be fine-tuned a little bit, but for the most part, I mean, that's ready to go on order for next year. I'll place hybrids by field this winter. In furrow program, we'll get placed by field. Figuring out dry fertility program for both corn and beans will get done too. Chem program, so always lots of winter meetings, travel. It's all about getting a good game plan, because when it's time to go back to the field in the spring, it's crazy, and you want to, you know, put as many acres in as you can. Obviously doing a quality job while you're doing it, but I'm ready. I like the spreadsheets, I like the planning. Make a 2024 binder, so it'll be fun. You get another chance to do it again and beat your yields from previous years. We've really been fine-tuning our in-furrow program over the past couple of years and running some products that are really making a difference with this early season root growth. So we love our Pivot Bio, using that product #1, and then we're adding some things to not only feed that Pivot Bio, but feed the corn plant as well. So some sugar sources, a carbon source, just trying to get these little plants off to the best start we can get them. Big wins for the year. Pivot Bio, this is year 3 or 4 for us, but that's become a staple when we plant corn. We won't plant an acre of corn without it. Results are really, really good with Pivot Bio. So, you know, continuing the path with that, making sure, you know, application is always really, really particular with that. We're starting to throw other things in the tank as well. A humic acid product from Ag Explore called Upward, some foliar fertilizer, some in-furrow fertilizer as well, and we're going to add, I think, a dosatron just to keep things separate, because we don't want to do anything that could hurt that Pivot Bio. So that's a winter, you know, project, looking to a dosatron and how to operate one of those. But I think, keeping things separate, making sure application is good is, going to help us get the most benefit out of that product for sure. Ag Explorer makes a sugar product called Octane. We tried that V3 or R3 on soybeans, and it's good. Better pod set, so that's something we're going to dive into more next year. Giving that plant a little bit of an energy kick at R3 when we know how important that stage is, and we're already making that pass with foliar and fungicides. So adding in the Octane, I think, is going to be huge for us. Veltima, we saw some good results. We have more Veltima checks to get into yet, but that's something. Have product left over, so we're going to continue that path next year and really try to fine-tune the fungicide pass with the drone and see what we can do. Go on for top end. I want to protect what's out there as much as we can. So excited for the drone technology. It's making it easier to go in and try some of these different products and be able to go in exactly when we want to. So excited for that future. I want my own, so I think I may end up going and taking all the tests and licensing this winter. There's always another license or something you need, so become a mini pilot, lifelong learner. I've put in a lot of long days, from the beginning of trying to get that crop into the ground till we spray all summer, and coming back now, to harvest. So I'm thankful for everybody who, is willing to help. And, obviously my family works really, really hard, and thankful for the other people involved that want to hang out with us and spend time with us and work crazy hours, because it is becoming more challenging to find people that want to do this for a living. So I'm thankful for the ones that come and enjoy it and want to be a part of it. I feel like, some of Ethan and I's, really good sit-down conversations happen when we are, away from the farm. You got to step away, take a breather, do something out of the usual, because you could spend every waking minute doing something on the operation, brainstorm, write stuff down, goals, goal planning. I mean, you hear that and you're like, yeah, maybe for the big, companies, but we've sat down and written down what we want to accomplish. And whether we're young or we're old, being 30, 32, I don't know, but I want to make every growing season count and know what's working, know what's getting us yield, know what we need to work on. Yeah, you only get so many. You don't want to take any of it for granted. I don't want to spill any bushels. All the bushels in the bin. We've really been fine-tuning our in-furrow program over the past couple of years and running some products that are really making a difference with this early season root growth. So we love our Pivot Bio, using that product number one, and then we're adding some things to not only feed that Pivot Bio, but feed the corn plant as well. So some sugar sources, a carbon source, just trying to get these little plants off to the best start we can get them.